ladies. I am Akram. I am your host on this page, and I am a life and business coach for sisters who really want to live their full potential for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who want to heal their emotional wounds, who want to break through their mental blocks that are stopping them from being their best selves and really achieve those larger than life dreams and goals that they have. As part of my work, I'm making this video series, 5-step video series on happy. What is it that I'm not doing right, and how can I try harder? How can I do more? How can I fix this? And you've always been the person who's been there for most people, who's been helping most people, who's been there when they're needed, and maybe probably most likely in your marriage as well. But even if you are not that person, even then, this is a very essential step. And step 3 is that I just want you to, like I said before, I want you to recognize that you've just don't think of this as small. Don't think of this thing that's you should get over. And there will be people who will tell you that, oh, you need to move forward and get over this and start your life again, and you need to just do this or you need to do that and think about yourself now, which is right. But at the same time, this isn't something small. This is huge, and it's something that like I said in video 1, like this is something, your marriage was something that you dreamt about as a little girl, and you thought about, and you had so many wishes attached to it, and so much love attached to your marriage before you even got married. And this is such a loss. It's not only a loss of a person, but a loss of all your dreams, a loss of your identity, or who you thought you would be in a marriage, and how you thought you would be. How obviously we all want to be good wives, we all want to, and our idea of a good wife might be that means our marriage would work out. And so it's a loss of all of that, and it's a loss of some identity, your identity as a wife, your identity as a partner, because suddenly now you're single and you haven't got a partner, and you have to readjust. There's so much you have to readjust. There's before there was someone you could, even if you were angry with them at times, you could just call them and talk to them. Or if if you felt sad, you could call them. Or if suddenly you were angry but now you want to say sorry, you could call them. Or even if they were angry, you could call them and ask them how they feel. And suddenly you're in a bit of a lockdown. You can't contact the other person who is in your heart and your mind, who still feels like they're your partner, but the reality is that the situation has changed, but your heart and your mind has probably still haven't caught up with it. They still haven't realized or accepted that now is a new life. And so there's so much adjusting to do, so much like loss of identity, loss of dreams, loss of goals, loss of a marriage, loss of a partner. There's a lot of loss here, and this is like major trauma, and this is why, I want you to recognize that there's a lot of healing to do here. There's a lot of trauma that has happened, and just like if you sometimes we can minimize emotional trauma, or emotional wounds, we can minimize them and think of them as nothing. And especially if you're used to being around people who don't really express emotional wounds that much, who don't express their sadness and grief, then you're probably even more likely to try and minimize what you're feeling or try and get over it. But I want you to stop, and I want you to realize that this is something major that's happened. And just like if you had a friend who had been knocked over by a lorry and who'd had a few bones broken, and they were in hospital trying to recover, and if that friend said to you, I'm trying to fix my life and sort my life out, and I'm trying to sort this out and that out, and I need to get up and I need to go to work and I need to do this, even if they said, oh, I need to get up and cook, sis, please just back before you even start thinking about doing anything else. The same way, I want you to think of this as a major trauma. This is bigger than being hit by a lorry, because at least in some situations, not always, when you're hit by a lorry, it's your physical bones that are broken, but right now your heart is broken. Right now your mind is probably broken. You probably can't even think straight most of the time, and this is major trauma. And I don't want you to think of it as any less than being hit by a lorry. And if you think of it that way, then I want you to, the step 3, which is the essential step, the step 3 is to realize that right now, I want you to realize that you have to make yourself a priority, your healing a priority, what you need a priority. And yes, you might not be used to it, sis, maybe you've never done it, but if ever there was a sign that Allah was going to send you to take a step back from everything that needs to be done, to take a step back from helping everyone else, to take a step back from everything you need to do, then take this as a sign, because I think there is a bigger sign. And maybe it is the fact that you never ever thought about yourself, that you never put yourself first, that you never took that time out to give yourself a chance to emotionally heal, to reflect on who you are, to have insight into yourself, and to really get to grips with who you are and what you need and how you're going to nourish that spiritual connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then now is the time, sis. If there was ever a time, then now is the time. And like always in life, whenever we take that time out for ourselves, even now you might be thinking, oh, I wish, looking back, I wish at this point I could have taken a bit more time out to just back to center, or heal myself, or get over some event or something, or maybe this was the time where I could have got a bit of help for myself, but I didn't. But hindsight is great, but let's talk about now, and right, what you can do. And the step 3 that I really recommend is that you put yourself first. And that means that, and you realize that you've just been through some major trauma, and you realize that when you wake up in the morning, don't put shoulds on yourself. Don't tell yourself, I should be doing this, and I need to do this, and I have to do this, or I need to, what you need to do for other people. For once, I want you to wake up in the morning and ask for yourself, what does my soul need today? What does my heart need today? What does my body need today? And that might be sleeping all day. That might be resting all day. That might be going for a walk in nature that nourishes your soul and, gives you a moment to just be. That might look like switching your phone off so no one can call you and disturb you, even if they're trying to help. That might look like you investing in yourself and getting someone, a coach or someone that can help you and listen to you and support you as you go through this journey. That might look like, for one day, not cooking any meals. but rather maybe asking one of those trusted friends that are trying to help you to send you some food. Or it might just look like going for a massage, or doing something to soothe yourself, to soothe your wounds. And that's my message for today. Like, it's essential as you go through this healing journey and as you try to heal from your divorce, you have to be kind of fierce, and you have to be really protective of yourself. You've got these wounds, and just like, a physical wound, we protect it. We don't let the dirt get near it. We try to protect it from, even when we're having a shower or a bath, we'll try to protect our wound. Even though water and having a shower is a good thing, we still try to protect our wound, because it might affect it in a bad way. In the same way, right now, you're in emotional trauma. You've got emotional wounds that need healing, and you want to protect them. You want to protect yourself and put yourself first. And sometimes that even might mean saying no to some things which you normally perceive as good. So that might mean saying no to that family gathering where you're not going to feel at peace, you're not going to feel comfortable, and you're going to be so busy thinking about all the things that have happened that you're going to feel out of place. So yes, normally it might be a good thing to go to a family gathering, but right now, as you're healing, it might actually be better for you to say no and put yourself first, because maybe right now, maybe what you really need is to just sit by yourself and reflect and think. So that's my message for today, and this is like such an essential step, is just put yourself first. And also, like, don't push yourself to do and do and do. Recognize what's happened, recognize that this is major trauma, and recognize that you need a lot of replenishment, you need a lot of rest, you need a lot of healing, you need time to reflect, you need a time to absorb, you need time to adjust all of this, you need time to adjust to all the loss, time to adjust to the new identity, time to adjust to maybe living in a new place, living without a person, the loss of connections. You're going to have a loss of connections to all the people you were connected to because of your partner, and there's so much that you are doing right now, so much work that needs to be done in your inner world without you doing anything external. So if you need to take some time off work to get that rest, if you need to take time off social engagements, take that time off. If you need to take time off to rest, take that time off. And really, right now, as you go through this, make yourself your first priority. Make your soul your first priority. And every day ask yourself, what does my soul need? What do I need to heal my heart? What do I need to heal my mind? What do I need to heal my wounds? And try to listen to your own voice as you do this. There will be a lot of people around you, friends, family, they'll be sincere in advising you what they think you should be doing. But if there's ever a time where you need to listen to yourself, then this is the time. So I really advise you that even if someone's giving you advice, take it with a pinch of salt and sit down by yourself and process it and think about, what do I need? What is my soul asking for? And if you're not used to it, sis, I had never ever done that before in my life, before I got divorced, and it was very difficult for me to do that while I was healing. But one thing that really helped me was having a coach and having her continuously remind me to take this time out for myself, to take this time out for my healing, to take this time out to think about myself. And every time I had to make a decision, obviously my natural pattern was to incline towards what other people needed or what they thought I needed, or listening to other people. And it was really good to have her there to remind me every time, at every point, to think about myself and what I need, what my soul needs. Because at the end of the day, sis, and this isn't a selfish thing, this is about your soul, which is going to live in eternity. Your soul is the only thing that is going to exist forever. And your soul is the one thing that is going to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when you die. Death is ever near. You could die today, you could die tomorrow, you could die the day after. or maybe you could die in a few years' time. But in all those situations, you want your soul to be nourished, you want your soul to be replenished, you want that connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be strong. And in order to do that, sometimes we have to stop. We have to stop doing all the things, and we have to do this, you need to do that, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. Sometimes we need to stop that, and we need to look inwards, we need to look inside ourselves, we need to heal those wounds, we need to heal our soul so that our connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can become really strong. And in that way, we do have to be selfish, we do have to, block the world in order to nourish our soul. And that's why this step is so important. So if you needed a reminder, and if you were catching yourself, if you caught yourself getting busy in to-dos, or what you should be doing, or what you need to be doing, and listening to other people, then take this as a reminder, and maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent me your way to send you this message, to make your soul a priority right now, make your healing a priority right now, make your spiritual connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala a priority right now, and try to make all your actions and everything in alignment with that goal, in alignment with spiritual connection, in alignment with healing. And think about every action that you do in that way. Is this healing my heart? Is this healing my spiritual connection with Allah? Is this healing my soul? Is this adding something to my soul if I was to die today? And just really focus on healing and on your own nourishment, on your own rest, on your own replenishment. And take it from me, if this is a major step in healing from divorce, and coming back. And if I know you, sis, I know that you want to come back strong, you want to come back to be your old self, like the go-getter and everything. And if there was ever a time to stop for a while, then this is it. Because when you take this time out now, later you'll thank yourself for this, and later you'll become an even more stronger and an even more powerful version of than you have ever been before. So now is the time, sis, to stop and to make yourself a priority, even if you never ever have done in the past, inshallah. And that is step 3. And I look forward to your comments. If you're one of those people who've never put yourself first, then let me know. If there's anything that really resonated with you in this video, then again, comment, inshallah, let me know. You can message me. And like I said, there's a lot of shame when we get divorced, and we feel ashamed, and we want to, there's this temptation to hide from the world, and I don't want anyone to know I'm divorced and all this, and maybe that's holding you back. But inshallah, take this as a little step to embrace the situation that Allah has given you, and maybe leave me a comment and say what resonated with you from this video, and what are you going to do today that's going to help you to heal, and how are you going to put yourself first, inshallah. So jazakumullahu khairan, and I hope you benefit from this, and please share it with your friends and anybody else that you think might need to get some advice or get some help as they're going through their difficult situation. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.